Good morning, squad, and happy Tuesday. Welcome back to MadMizzy Sports Morning Show, the #1 sports show out right now. Everything sports in the morning, everything sports news in the morning. And our rundown is going to be very, very quick and smooth, but very insightful today. We got the Monday Night Football recap. We got the one thing that stood out to me during week 1 of the NFL football season. We got Ant-Man's comments. Anthony Edwards from the Minnesota Timberwolves comments that's kind of getting some waves across the nation right now. We got the comments from Steph Curry talking about the Warriors discuss bringing back Kevin Durant. And to end off, the next one I'm going to speak on is Notre Dame. Are they done after starting off 0-3 already? And then the last one, Anthony Joshua accepts the terms to the super mega fight with Tyson Fury. Let's dive right into it. You dig what I'm saying? So, to start it off, let's recap what happened last night. I came on yesterday. I said, if you got the Seahawks, I don't know what logical reason you had for picking them last night. And honestly, it reflected that although the Seahawks did win, the Seahawks came out and treated that like a Super Bowl. If you look at Geno Smith after the game, he wanted to say, anything is possible. If you get what I'm saying, if my fans get the gist of what I'm saying, my man thought he just, you know what I'm saying, took down the world. That Broncos team is a good team. We don't know that, bro. We don't know how good the Broncos going to be this year. You feel what I'm saying? But Geno played out of his mind. Going 23 for 28, 195 yards, 2 touchdowns. Critical right there. And honestly, Russell Wilson didn't play terrible, but you could tell his timing was off on his deep passes and on some of those timing routes that he had such continuity with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf with. So it's going to take time to catch up with that. Going 0 for 4 in the red zone is not going to bode well for you moving forward throughout the NFL. Scoring 16 points in a football game is not going to bode well for you moving forward. So the Denver Broncos got to clean that up real fast, because we've already spoken on how tough that division is and how tough that conference is overall. So can't fall too much behind the 8 ball and can't give away games like that, like they did last night. 2 fumbles on the nothing. Come on now. That ain't Russell Wilson's fault. To me, it was more so a reflection of the Seahawks looking at this game as an opportunity to come together and galvanize the team, and they actually did that. And then you look at the Broncos, they look like a team that were definitely more talented, but just in shambles, didn't have the timing and the continuity down packed. So that's what I took from the game, is that the Broncos, they got to get it turned around fast, but they're not in the doldrums. And the Seahawks, they don't impress me too much. To me, that was their Super Bowl. They're still going to end up going 5-12, 4-13. Sorry. But let's move on. To stay on the NFL, what kind of stood out to me from week 1 of the NFL? With so much going on, high-level competition, upsets left and right. You got Josh Allen. You got the 3 young kings at the quarterback position coming out and absolutely dominating the game. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes. But I got to focus on the latter of those 3, Patrick Mahomes. The whole discussion this entire offseason has been the AFC West, and who's going to do this and who's going to do that. Can somebody show me that they're going to knock off the Kansas City Chiefs first before we jump off the bandwagon because they lost a wide receiver? Come on, dog. We betting against Andy Reid, who had Todd Pinkston and James Thrash as they was going to 3 straight NFC championship games, and then as soon as he got Terrell Owens, they went to a Super Bowl. We talking about the same Patrick Mahomes that it was his stardom that took Tyreek Hill to the next level. It wasn't like we was speaking about Tyreek Hill like this when he was with Alex Smith. It wasn't until Patrick Mahomes came into the book, it was like, oh, they got cheetah out there. They got cheetah. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't until then. So for a lot of people to sit up there and discount Patrick Mahomes when he's done nothing but go to at least the AFC Championship game ever since he started in the NFL, to discount Andy Reid, who's done nothing but overcome the odds since he's been a head coach in the NFL, it's just mind-boggling to me. And they came out and they showed why it's mind-boggling in Arizona. 21 points in garbage time from the Arizona Cardinals just to make it look a little bit better, a little bit more respectable. But yeah, that's what I took away from it, is that the AFC West, the Kansas City Chiefs, are still the class of it. And you look at, respectively, the game between the Raiders and the Chargers, both of those teams don't look like they ready to take the crown. Derek Carr threw 3 interceptions, and guess what? It was still a game with the Chargers with Justin Herbert, who everybody is saying is the best thing since sliced bread. He has to step up. He has to take advantage of those turnovers. And then the Raiders, y'all can't turn the ball over like that. But what I took away from it is that Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and those Kansas City Chiefs are coming. They coming to prove something to the league. And I'm all here for it. I'm all here for it, you dig me? Now to move away from the NFL onto some NBA off the court news. Of course, it's off the court. It's the off season. We got Anthony Edwards, point guard for the Minnesota Timberwolves, posting a live video where or I don't know if it was a story or his live, but he was filming somebody from his car, a group of men from his car, and I don't condone that at all by any means of the imagination, because at the end of the day, if you're from a car and they're on the outside, they're minding their business, I always say to people, what difference does it make what lifestyle or what sexual orientation a person prefers if they're not trying to push it onto you? You feel them? You're in the car, you're driving, that's a group of men doing whatever they're doing, and you feel the need to belittle them or this, that, and the third. It was immature. I'm glad he came out and apologized, and I'm pretty sure he was raised a lot better than that. He's a hard-working bulldog. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I like Ant-Man. I like Anthony Edwards a lot. So to see that come out, it was just a bit shocking because I didn't expect that from him. Like, he's not a dude that's always getting texts, he always snapping. So it was a little bit perplexing to see it come from him. But it's also like, I know a lot of us heterosexual men go through things with homosexual men, and we're supposed to keep it under wraps, or we're not supposed to speak about it. So I don't know if something happened where somebody may have said something, or somebody may have, you feel them, like, just cross that line, which a lot of homosexual men do. They do cross the line on their pursuit of going after men. You get what I'm saying? They are still men. So you get how a man may be too aggressive towards a woman. A gay man is still almost that way towards a heterosexual male. So it makes that heterosexual male be more conservative or more aggressive. And I don't know if that was what it was, where he's just flashing back like these. You get what I'm saying? But I just definitely don't condone you berating or belittling anybody that's minding their own business in general. That's just a simple fact of it. You're driving by them, they're minding their business. You didn't have to say anything or make any type of comment. But I did want to reflect on how the homosexual male and their aggression towards the heterosexual male can make the heterosexual male have this type of disdain and distant attitude towards the homosexual male. Not all of them, but the ones that are super aggressive and try to turn men out. It's like, bro, if a man wants to be with a man, he'll reach out and do all the necessary stuff, bro. You don't have to do no extra aggression, extra stuff. You feel what I'm saying? So I just wanted to bring that out, but I'm glad Anthony Edwards came out and apologized for berating people that were minding their own business. As simple as it gets. Let's move on to KD, Steph Curry, and the Warriors. For me, I listen to this and I just say, it's just something to talk about. Like, Kevin Durant is such a great talent, and he fit in so well with Golden State that of course you're going to bring that back up because it did work so well. It did run so smoothly. So you would be stupid not to revisit that situation or to look at it. So in my eyes, they looking at it like, oh, well, Kevin Durant, if he out there, I mean, what do y'all think? But in the same token, it's like we got these young players. We trying to develop them. Not to mention that we already at the tippity top of the salary cap right now. And adding Kevin Durant, we're going to have to lose a lot of players that we build continuity with and just won a championship with. You get what I'm saying? So, of course, you got to bring that discussion up because of how dominant the Warriors were with Kevin Durant. But it's also like you just look at the overall big picture, and Kevin Durant just led his team to being the only team to be swept in the 2022 NBA playoffs, and the Warriors won the 2022 NBA playoffs against that very team that swept Kevin Durant's team. Why do we need them? Like I said, I understand the discussion. So, moving on from the NBA into college football, is Notre Dame done? Is hiring of Marcus Freeman looking like a bad hire right now? I'm going to say, yes, Notre Dame is done. They're 0-3 right now. You think about the college football, you think about Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia. Then you got Oklahoma hanging out there. You got Oregon hanging out there. You got Clemson hanging out there. You got a lot of these stacked teams that they're going to end with, at tops, 2 losses. Ohio State, Michigan, Bama, Georgia, those teams, they're probably going to end up with one loss at tops. So it's going to be impossible, even if they win out, to get back into the playoffs. Then you think about that disappointing loss to Marshall. They will never be able to overcome that this season. So that's always going to be hanging over their head. But the hire of Marcus Freeman, I'm going to say, just give him some time. Notre Dame's a hard school. I know it's just like Michigan, where you got the tradition, but you don't have it's an old tradition where these younger kids may not be too, oh, let me go to Notre Dame. You get what I'm saying? It's not Rudy. It's not 1970 no more, where people just want to go to Notre Dame. People just want to go to Michigan. And a lot of these kids, they want to go where you can go to the NFL. You got nice jerseys. You looking fly out there. So they looking towards Ohio States and Clemson's and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see moving forward how he handles all this. I'm a rock with him just because he a brother. So, yeah, turn that ship around in Notre Dame. Not too much. I mean, matter of fact, turn it all the way around. I want that Notre Dame-Michigan rivalry to be what it was in the 80s. You feel me? In the 80s. Back when they had the big old shoulder pads on. You feel what I'm saying? But to end off episode 11, MadMizzy Sports Morning Show, I just got to say, let's go! Anthony Joshua's team tweeted out yesterday, yes, we are accepting the terms for a December 3rd fight with Tyson Fury. Let's go. Let's go. Boxing needed this. Wasn't no hesitation. Just like I said, no hesitation. I love it, man. And at the end of the day, please, I don't know how many times I got to say this. Spence and Bud, can y'all please take a page out of the playbook from Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua? Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Triple G, Canelo. Fight, fight, fight. I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of debating with Spence fans. Just get in the ring and throw those hands. Sheesh, man. Episode 11, man. MadMizzy Sports Morning Show. Y'all know what it is. Like, comment, share, subscribe, alert. Listen. MizzyWorld Entertainment. Gang.